The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. I see the waters rising with waves as strong as iron. My soul was born for running. The darkness is my compass, and I will follow where it goes, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your sunshine story, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. Sirens ring and run for shelter. I will chase that storm forever. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like they can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, feels like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. So let the rain come down. Let the rain come down.
What happened to my screen? There we go. I am Nancy. I thank you for being here on this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You could be anywhere else, but you're here, and I appreciate that. All right, there we are. Okay. I don't know why. I feel like I have to keep scooting my chair to the left. I don't know why. Alrighty. So, church, please, not today. Please. Stop biting me. Stop biting me. Please stop biting me. Stop biting me. Stop biting me. Why don't you go to sleep? Right there. I know you don't like the thunder, but go to sleep. Go to sleep, sweetheart. Quit biting me. Okay. So, oh, shoot, I forgot to get my... Ow! I forgot to get my... Oh, where'd it go? This is what happens when the cat walks on the keyboard. He doesn't know he's not supposed to walk on the keyboard, even though I've told him 5,000 times, don't walk on my keyboard. He thinks he's got to walk on my keyboard. Quit biting me. All right, so I'm going to do it. Present screen. Hey, Quit biting my keyboard. Here's our fair use disclaimer stating that we're able to use anything fairly. Yes, we can do it for fair. All right. And I think I had another one. Hey, watch it. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. Yes, you are. What? Oops. I didn't mean for that to be on. I didn't mean for that to be on. Okay. So we are going to do one down. Okay, baby. There you go. We're going to talk about, we're going to get off of Sebastian because I think we'll use Sebastian for the Monday through Friday people and the weekend people. For right now, today, just today, we're going to talk about Brian Koberger and the actor. What does the families have to say? They're still holding love for their children. That's what's the most important thing, is still keeping a hold of that love, letting their love shine even through the uglies. All right, so first off, we're going to go on X, on Jennifer Coffindaffer. I just love reading her stuff and watching her online. She's former FBI, and she's just wonderful. Okay, let me do the show more thing. It says apparently sources. Oh, shoot. Oh, maybe we're not. Okay, I found it. Apparently, if you could see my cat, apparently sources are saying that Brian Koberger will interview and tell all, but who knows when. I don't believe it will be in person or anytime soon. Certainly, when Koberger is allowed to put the K bar in and give it a turn, he will enjoy it. But will anyone believe his psychotic killer? They shouldn't. He has played this beautiful church. I cannot read through your head. I can't read through your head. Quit scratching my screen. Church. Lay down. But will anyone believe his psychotic killer? They shouldn't. He has played this. I got a fly that just came in here. He has played this beautifully. Years of revealing in how grandiose he believes he is, all because he viciously unalived four. Sounds like my son's home. 4 innocent college kids. There is no upside for the victim families if he talks, because it will all be BS. He unalived them. That's all we need to know. But someday, I do believe Koberger will be relishing in his stories about 1122 King Road and November 13th and slaughtering 4 students, but who knows when. When that day comes, he will talk of visual snow and his out-of-body experience. He will say he's sorry. He will apologize to his family, and he won't mean a word. There will be a smile as he talks about it. It's coming, but not soon, or maybe not ever, in person for people to see. But there are rules in these facilities after all. But someday. And then this Aaron Thomas Murdoch says, shout out to Hunter on this new One Night in Idaho documentary. We will know why it was unconscious person versus unalive. What's up?
I'm gonna have to borrow your truck when I have to leave.
For what?
It's raining.
I'll take you back to work. I have to go to Walmart.
Okay.
Okay? Do you go back at 5?
4:30, and we're not having our military group. They didn't call in. They're not doing it.
Oh.
We were about to start our massive prepping, and so she waited for a few more minutes. So normally they would have called us around like 12, so we can get a head start on it. They didn't, so we're not doing it.
Did she call them?
Nope. She doesn't have a number. Her friend Jack, that you see, that's always over there sometimes with that dog. She went over to the military area for the building and asked, and they said that we're not doing it.
Oh, okay. Well,
so that saves us time on having to stop and drop everything to make their order. So that gives me time to do what I need to do, which is making dishes, sweep, mop, get the ice machine broken down because it's partial to breakdown.
Yeah, next week's full breakdown.
Yes.
All right.
And we had a DoorDash order. They already paid for it, but after we got done, they canceled it. And it was just sitting there. No one came pick it up, and instead of her throwing it away, she let me have it.
Oh, okay.
So I already had dinner. It was just a cheeseburger, single order fries with popcorn salt.
Popcorn salt?
Yeah, that's what we put on our burgers.
Okay.
And it was pretty good. So you can have the rest of the fried rice if you want.
I already ate fried rice out of the freezer. Thank you.
All right. So I got lots of time to relax.
All right. Shout out to Hunter on his new One Night in Idaho documentary. Now we know why it was unconscious person versus unalived, because he was trying to save everyone there from seeing that horrific sight. F. Brian Koberger. And then Unmasked True Crime says, let's talk about the sheath. There's long been speculation that Brian Koberger intentionally left it behind as some kind of twisted calling card. I've never believed that. If Brian Koberger, if BK entered Maddie's room at 4:14 a.m. and Xana's phone shows her going upstairs at 4:16, that means Xana likely interrupted him mid-attack on Kaylee. In the chaos that ensued, it makes perfect sense that he completely forgot about the sheath. I have always believed that Brian came back the next morning for those 11 minutes because of the sheath. The guy who wrote the 12-page paper on the perfect crime had just made a fatal error, and there was nothing he could do about it. There's no comfort in this nightmare. But it is satisfying to know that Mr. Criminology PhD likely spent every single day beating himself up over such a stupid mistake. Okay. All right. Now, that was interesting. I didn't know people were thinking that. I really didn't know people were caring about that, So, okay. When I started a new stream today, I am not on members only chat, and since Church just went to go be with CJ because he loves spending time with CJ, he's not walking on my tablet, so hopefully it won't get switched over to members only. I don't know how got switched over there, and I don't know how to switch it off of there. So here we go. All right, the next one we're going to hear about is the Chapin, Ethan's family. Ethan Chapin's family. Now, the links to all of these are in my description, but the rest of these are all from YouTube. So all the links at the top is going to say youtube.com watch $B equals, and then the sequence of numbers that references that one video. All right, so let's pull it up here. And oh, let me turn on some music. I always forget.
Not a day goes by without the Chapin family thinking about what they have lost. Ethan Chapin was just 20 years old, a triplet from Skagit County. He was among the 4 University of Idaho students stabbed to death in a house off campus. Last week, their killer, Brian Kohberger, copped to the crimes, admitting guilt without giving any explanation as to why he did it. Sentencing later this month will bring this legal case to a close, sending him to prison for life. But for the victims' families, including the Chapins, it's just the end of a chapter in a tragedy they have to live with. Tonight, they go on the record from their home in Idaho, where I sat down with them in the hours before they learned Kohberger had accepted that plea deal.
Now let's remember, this is before they knew about the plea deal, before they knew that Brian had accepted. So I'm presuming that they probably were having different thoughts after. But I haven't seen that interview yet.
It's Ethan and Hunter and Jim. They were the cutest kids. I just think about him. Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
It's hard. You just miss him walking into a room and saying something funny. He was the king of one-liners. He was so funny. He could just...
It looks like he liked to make TikTok videos.
elevate a room. You know, you just miss his presence.
I asked you a year and a half ago, what did you miss most about him? Do you remember what
Still
you
the
told
same,
me?
absolutely. Hugging him in his blue Patagonia coat.
Oh my God, right?
I'd give anything.
That's the last thing I did.
Yeah, it was the last time we saw him. Mm-hmm. It was in the parking lot at the Sigma Chi house.
Yeah, I told him, I always tell my kids, be safe.
Yeah.
I told him, you be safe. He goes, oh yeah, I will.
Just a moment ago, Moscow police confirmed 4.
Yeah, he was trying real hard to be safe. Due to the fact that Ethan was actually asleep when all of his tragedy started, he had no idea. I don't know how he didn't get woke up by Xana getting injured in her ways that she was injured, because she had to have been screaming. And I imagine he probably did wake up, and that's probably why he got his legs cut, stuff like that, when he was trying to fight Kohberger. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I can only imagine.
People were found dead in a home just steps away from the University of Idaho campus.
Every single day, there's probably a moment between the two of us where we are just like, boy, how did we ever get here? You imagine your entire life, and this isn't how you think it's going to go. We've come a very, very long ways from that point. I mean, you learn to just tuck him in a place, and for me personally, he's tucked in my heart and my soul, and you really have to work at moving forward.
It's easier now because, you know, the kids are out of college and they seem to be doing very well. And for me, that's a win-win.
Maisie and Hunter, you sent them back to the University of Idaho after this all happened. Why was that important to you?
They had to go back
Yeah.
Boy,
because,
They had to finish what they started.
yeah.
Honestly, Ethan would want that for them. And we played that card.
now they're college graduates.
Right.
What was that day like?
amazing.
What was it like?
It was amazing.
I really believe Hunter would have been happy that his brother and sister, now twins, even though they were triplets, his brother and sister went on and graduated, both in sororities, sororities and whatever. The guys, the women's is called one thing and the men's is called another thing. My husband's part of one of them from his college, but so yeah, I'm proud of them kids.
It's so cool. You know, it's just a very special day.
Jim and I had decided that what we had to do was actually tuck Ethan away for the weekend. The elephant in the room was obvious, but it was all about Maisie and Hunter. They did it. I mean, I say that they went from the bottom to the very top, you know, graduating with honors their last semester, both of them. And the resilience that they have shown is, in my opinion, shocking.
Let's talk about Maisie and Hunter. It's been an adjustment for them too. You shared a story with me about just even getting their driver's license.
Oh yeah, that story is so bittersweet. The DMV lady pulled up their birth dates, and of course there's a third, kid with the same last name on that birth date, and the woman said to them, "Where's Ethan?" So they quickly were like, he's at work, I think.
Hello, H. Davis. How are you today?
They told a lie about where he was, and they left, and they agreed from that day forward to tell people that they were twins.
That's great. I'm glad you do feel good. I feel really good. I got finally finished. Yesterday, I lined my garden where my tomatoes are planted and my strawberries. I relined that and got the weeds out of it and stuff. And today I finished mowing my front yard, and I just feel now my front yard's not very big. Let's don't get that, but it's all a hill, so it's really I have to have a self-propelled mower. And then over on the other side of the driveway, the hill goes like this, and you have to mow down like this. And I got it done, and it makes me feel good. I accomplished something.
And it not to ever downplay the fact that they were triplets, but to eliminate a very uncomfortable conversation. Took us a minute to be like, yep, they're twins. I mean,
It's tough.
you have to. You have to let them say that. Those tiny little things that you don't think about, holy, they're tough.
His truck is still downstairs.
Yeah, his
Yes.
Jeep is here.
He loved that Jeep.
Yeah.
He had a lot of fun with it. Take really good care of it. I mean, he loved it. I talk to him every day. When I'm cleaning this Jeep, I constantly have a conversation. I say, "Hey, I'm cleaning your Jeep again," and I know he can see it. I don't know. There's just a lot of him in there. I even it smells like his shirts and stuff. He just I don't know. It's just tough. You know how much he loved this and all the good times he had in it. Priceless.
How have you worked through so much grief?
Where do we start?
What's helped us is that we just created all these things in his name, which helps a lot.
I think it's most important that we're on the same page at the end of the day. The divorce rate of a family that loses a child is one of the highest And I can see how, potentially. But just not for us. We just made a decision. We're just going to get through this thing together.
You just have to stay positive because it's so easy to go negative, and negative's not going to get you anywhere.
That is very good advice. Negative is not going to, in any situation. Oh, geez. Come on, Dolly Parton, move. Okay, that was my best friend over in Wichita. She said that we got some very bad storms coming our way. They're in Sedgwick right now, and she said they should be on this side in about 15 minutes. First, do I need to move that ficus tree, or are you just going to become part of it? He's climbing in my ficus tree. All right, let's get back to this.
Something good you can find in every single day, even on the worst day.
You have to try to get one good
Yeah.
thing out of the day.
Yeah.
And it could be the smallest of things.
The smallest. On your toughest day, it could be the smallest thing.
That is very good advice. I'm glad I heard that. It's very good advice for everybody.
A beautiful thing for me personally as a mom is that I know, even down to the last minute, that he knew how much he was loved.
I'd say for people, you just make sure you hug your kids before you leave.
That was a beautiful story. I mean, the parents of all four of these kids have gone through, and the siblings have gone through so much, and to be able to come through it and speak about it in such a positive manner, it touches my heart. I think it's amazing. Next, we're going to go to the friends of the Idaho College victims who were first to arrive on the scene. And we're going to hear from them. And this is from ABC Good Morning America. Excuse me. I do not wish you to be on my keyboard. Okay? Your feet are cold. You've been on the air conditioner, haven't you? Okay. So yeah, these are from Good Morning America, and I'm going to have to do the breaking it up so that I don't get copyright strike or anything. The fair use thing.
Murder's case. The trial date is now set. This morning, close friends of the victims are telling their story for the first time on GMA. Kana Whitworth sat down with them. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning to you. Hunter Johnson and Emily Allant were two of the first people to arrive at the King Road house that November morning. These are the friends who prompted the 911 call. Their actions described by other families as heroic. But for them, it was a morning that changed everything. And they're speaking out for the first time about what they want people to remember about their friends. It's not just about how they died, but about how they lived.
You see the world in pure innocence, and that all gets ripped away from you in one phone call. That's just the day that changed it all.
This morning, for the first time, the best friends of Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle speaking out about that November day when they discovered Ethan, Xana, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Madison Mogan brutally murdered in an off-campus home.
I don't think anyone expects anything like that ever in their life to happen.
Hunter Johnson and his girlfriend Emily Allant now telling their story in a new Prime Video docu-series. One Night in Idaho, The College Murders.
We were a big group of friends. Why would you target those four?
Emily says she and Xana were inseparable.
We were attached at the hip probably the first day that we met. Yeah, we just clicked immediately. We were same personalities, I feel like.
I love it when people talk about Ethan and Xana sort of being like male and female versions of each other.
Oh, it's very much true. They were the same person.
Hunter and Emily say the fall weekend started like any other with a big football game. The friends snapping this photo that Saturday.
It was a normal weekend for us, just hanging out with our friends.
The next morning, Emily says Dylan, one of the surviving roommates, called her concerned, asking her and Hunter to come over.
In the documentary, you tell the story of really not feeling alarmed when Dylan called you.
I joked around with her on the phone, you know. It's something you never expect.
It's November, so I had shorts on, slides on. Like, I wasn't prepared to obviously stay there. I was just going over to check, see what's going on. I would say as soon as you get there, you know something's wrong.
Hunter was the first person to arrive to King Road. To discover what happened, their friend Josie Louderin, who was also there, describing the moments in the docuseries.
As soon as I stepped in the house, I was like, oh, something is so not right.
I never heard about no Josie being there. Who's Josie? Why are we just now hearing about her, this lady in the cave? Dang you, Father Sharp. I never heard about her. Now don't bite my toes.
Right. Like you could feel it almost. Hunter was ahead of me and Emily and immediately was pushed out. And Hunter was like, get out, somebody call 911.
You hear Hunter on the 911 call telling the girls there was an unconscious person protecting them from the graphic details.
Is she breathing?
No.
How did you remain so calm in that moment?
Truly, in my heart, I believe God was with me that day, and he gave me the strength to get through that day.
As authorities entered the home, the friends say they were told to sit outside, waiting for hours with little information.
We watched the ambulance come and we watched them immediately leave. So I think that was a hard part for sure.
That second you realize there's no one to be saved.
Right.
Their best friends inexplicably murdered. Not knowing who was responsible or why, they feared for their own safety.
We just left to get away, be safe.
Yeah.
Is our
You
mindset.
didn't feel safe?
No.
In the nearly 7 weeks it took police to arrest a suspect, Emily, Hunter, and surviving roommates Dylan and Bethany became the targets of...
Why do Dylan and Bethany not get to talk? I mean... why do Emily and Bethany, or Bethany and Dylan not get to talk?
Online sleuths and social media attacks.
Lots of threats, people saying I should confess to murdering them. I felt like I was less than a person in that point in my life.
On December 30th, 2022, police arrested then 28-year-old Brian Koberger. To Emily and Hunter, he was a complete stranger. Their murder trial set to begin in August. His attorneys say he's innocent.
Does justice lie in a conviction?
I don't think there's gonna ever be any justice.
I mean, yeah, we can have justice for the conviction of it, but I don't get to still hang out with Ethan. So
They still don't get to.
they don't have
Be
a
with their
son. They don't
child.
have a daughter anymore.
They say they hope people remember who their friends were beyond the headlines.
Who they are as people is so much more than the Idaho 4, and they shouldn't be known as the Idaho 4, and they shouldn't be attached to, you know, the name of who did that to them. And I just think that, you know, hopefully one day that they're just seen as who they are and not what happened to them.
Yeah, Emily went on to tell me they are so much more than their last day. Now, they joined Ethan's family to speak in this docu-series One Night in Idaho, The College Murders, which premieres July 11th on Prime Video. Also, keep in mind, guys, we're closely monitoring a Pennsylvania court today where several potential witnesses for the defense will learn if they need...
I'm going to have to watch that after we get done with our live. Because I have Prime Video. Oh, sorry. Now we're gonna go to, I want to say Kaylee's mom. Might not be. One of the girls' mom. Maddie's mom.
Madison Mogen's name, a 21-year-old senior at the University of Idaho, known as Maddie to her friends and family. She had an unforgettable smile and made everyone she met feel loved. A life taken too soon when she and 3 others, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, were murdered in an off-campus house in November 2022. A weeks-long manhunt ended with the arrest of then 28-year-old Brian Kohberger, who now faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and the death penalty if convicted. The initial judge in the case entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. The trial now set for August. In the years since the tragedy, those who knew Madison, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan have worked to keep their memories alive. The University of Idaho dedicated a new healing garden and memorial in August.
Today we consecrate this ground as a...
That's wonderful that they have a place where you can go and collect your thoughts and meditate and think and help yourself get healed from things that are bothering you and reflect on these kids. That's just wonderful.
place where all can reflect, honor their memories, and heal.
Ethan's family established Ethan's Smile to carry on his legacy. His mom, Stacy, talking about Ethan last year on Today.
He just swarmed to every room. He had a wonderful smile.
Now, Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana are being honored through the Made with Kindness Foundation. The foundation's mission to partner with colleges and universities to provide scholarship funds, grief wellness seminars, and comprehensive on-campus safety awareness. Madison's mother, Karen, is on the board. She joined other family and friends last month to dedicate Bestie's Benches to her daughter and her friends, a place to reflect and to celebrate 3 beautiful lives. Well, Karen Laramie is with us this morning alongside Angela Navejas, who is the co-founder of this Made with Kindness Foundation, which we want to talk about this morning in the way that you both are honoring Maddie. But Karen, to be with you and know how much you have been through, just how are you doing this morning?
Doing all right. It's been a long flight and some major travels, but I feel the love absolutely from you guys.
Well, we learned a lot about Maddie, and I was just wondering, like, you must talk to her often. I was imagining you doing that. Tell me about what that's like.
It's about memories and love. And sometimes I see her in dreams when she's like a toddler, and those days when they still hug you. And sometimes I see her in dreams when she's more of an adult. And it's always about hugs and appreciation.
You know, back when I used to try to stay up until my son went to bed at night. And he'd always come in, he'd always give me a hug and say, "Good night, I love you," that sort of stuff. And now, after he got out of his junior year in high school and it's summer, he's like, "Can I start staying up later? I'm almost 18. Why can't I stay up later?" I said, "We'll give it a try through the summer." I said, "But if you don't get up for work or get up for whatever you need to do," I said, "I shouldn't have to wake you up." Well, every morning I find a reason to wake him up, so I don't know if he will. He hasn't yet. On the mornings I have not woken him up, he has not been too late to get to work. Unless the power has gone out during the night and he doesn't realize it, and then his alarm doesn't go off because the clock gets reset or something. And I try to make sure I wake him up. He hasn't been late for work yet, not one time. So anyway, and I told him he has to get up for school when school starts. But I missed the hugs. I'm not I go to bed around 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I miss the hug. Guess he outgrew his mama.
And it's just beautiful.
It's to have a dream about someone you've lost is so special because I always think, you know, they're perfectly preserved in your mind.
Absolutely.
And it's such a precious gift. You almost don't want to wake up from that dream.
Yes. Absolutely. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because you have to say goodbye again.
Yeah. But you and Maddie had such a special relationship. I mean, I was telling you before, it's kind of mom goals, the way that she grew up and was so beloved and the special connection that you had. Can you tell me about her and tell me about that?
So one of the funny stories I was telling, I think, my aunt, is that we never had slammed doors in our house. We never had, there was one string cheese fight one time when she was 8 because she wouldn't eat dinner. She would snack. And I said, honey, no, you cannot have string cheese because I'm making dinner. And she slammed it on the counter and marched to her room. And my husband Scott and I looked at her like, what just happened there? Like, that was so out of character. Madison was a great baby. I'm not going to say was. Madison is absolutely amazing and always has been. Like, didn't have terrible 2s. She had some stubborn 3s, but even as a teenager, she was just a joy.
Well, you describe her kindness as beyond.
Yes.
It's like everywhere she went, she brought light. That was just how she led, right? Tell us about that.
It is. So it was just surprising to me. Like, so we were in Seattle one time and I'm watching her as an adult going shopping and being in these stores. And I'm like, you're just so kind to everybody.
It's nice when people are like that, and I try to be that way. I try to smile to people. I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong. I make a lot of mistakes. I do. But I try to, you know, what I say at the end of my videos, do something nice for someone, even if it's just make them smile. I know I can walk through a grocery store and I can smile and somebody can smile back, and that might be the only smile they get that day.
Like, did we really ingrain that in you? Like, that's amazing. One time she called my cousin on Veterans Day and said, thank you for your service. After she lived with him and like burnt half his pans. So she just had that genuine love that it's just impossible to describe.
Do you wake up some mornings and wonder if it's all real? It's been 2 years.
It's real.
Yeah.
But I know where the girls are. And faith is really the basis of how you get up every morning when you have a loss this deep.
I love how sentimental Maddie seemed to be. I know you're wearing a ring that she surprised you with.
Yes.
Will you tell me? I wanted to, it's so beautiful. And
So-
for a young girl like that to do something for her mom.
So it's a 2-piece ring. And my half, I think, says, you are my sunshine, and hers said, my only sunshine.
Oh, you used to sing that to her.
Yes, all the time.
And I know she made you a Mother's Day book. I mean, it's just extraordinary to me, this connection that you so clearly had with this beautiful girl.
It was easy. She is amazing.
She is amazing. And she lives on
Yes.
in this organization too
Yes.
that you and your friend Angela have established. Tell us about that, Angela.
Yeah, so my daughter and I decided, my daughter's Ashlyn, her and Maddie were best friends. They went to school together as well. And
I thought Madison and Kaylee were best friends. So it must have been a 3-way best friend.
just decided that we wanted to start something to be able to remember and honor the girls and kind of how they were, their optimism, empowerment, confidence. And so we just woke up one morning and said, hey, let's start a foundation in the girls' honor. And I grabbed some flowers and wrote a letter to Karen, and she wasn't home, so I stuck it on her door, and she got home from Hawaii, and then here we are.
And I mean, Karen, having a purpose
Yes.
to this pain is so important.
It absolutely is.
Tell me what you're hoping to accomplish with the foundation. What is it about? Because I know it's about giving back, which is in your heart and was in Maddie's too.
Absolutely. So I think the most important thing, it's going to be really fun to be part of the scholarship committee and just watch kids read what they have to say, what's in their hearts, and be able to give them back something. The economy is horrible. Like, everyone needs a helping hand. And I'm just really super excited to see. And we have a lot of platforms that we're working on, and every one of them is positive. And that just brings it back to your heart. Like, you know, we're missing our kids. And to have something to put your heart into positively, there are no words.
We've been reporting on this upcoming trial, and I feel like every time we talk about it, we say it's happening later, it's happening later. It's been 2 years. I think the trial's still another 8 months away. What do you think about all this time that has passed from the time of the crime to the fact that we have not been to trial yet?
I don't have a lot of comments on that. I would say that I feel like the legal system is not about the victims, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's such a difficult road for
that is a good statement. The legal system is not about the victim. I can get behind that 100%. I can agree with that.
all of the families, and all of the families grieve differently, of course. Kaylee and Madison had such a special relationship in particular.
Yes,
she was almost, they were like sisters.
Yes, they were.
So, I mean, you're suffering that loss as well. Yeah. You're missing Kaylee, you're missing Maddie. Have you guys been able to support each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Christy and Steve are amazing. And healing together is such a huge thing, because we both families had just this like immediate loss of the girls. And yes, they have been very, very supportive. And I just absolutely love them.
Well, we absolutely love you. We're so happy that you came on and you spoke to us about her beautiful spirit, Maddie's spirit, and this incredible foundation that you guys have established. So thank you for coming and sharing with us. It means a lot. So thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you guys.
Hey.
Okay. So that's really special. I think each one of the parents and each one of the people that talk about this Idaho 4 victim, they so far from what I've heard, they're bringing something special to the table. Something that really can touch us. Next, we're going to go back to Good Morning America, and we're still on YouTube. And this Idaho College unaliving. Families of unalived victims break silence for the first time. Okay. I don't remember this interview.
Ryan Koberger agreed to plead guilty to all counts. Shortly before we learned of the plea deal, Kana Whitworth sat down with the family of one of the victims, Ethan Chapin. I want to go back to Kana in Boise. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. So the last time that Jim and Stacy Chapin saw their son Ethan alive, it was Parents' Weekend at the University of Idaho. They told me they left full of pride. Their 3 children, their triplets, were living their best lives. But that feeling was short-lived. It wasn't long after they learned that Ethan had been murdered in a quadruple homicide that thrust the town of Moscow into chaos. And this morning, for the first time, the Chapin family tells the story of how they stayed afloat.
We just decided maybe it was best to tell our story of Ethan literally one time. He deserves it. He deserves our story of him.
This morning, as the Idaho murder suspect prepares to accept a plea deal. The family of Ethan Chapin speaking publicly together for the first time since Ethan, his girlfriend Xana Kernodle, and her roommates Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez were brutally murdered in an off-campus home at the University of Idaho.
I miss him every day. When you lose your son at 20, you know, it's different. It's a different loss. And I miss him every single day. And I always will.
Ethan, a triplet with his siblings Hunter and Maisie, all attending the University of Idaho together. Hunter and Maisie and their parents, Jim and Stacy, now telling their story in a new Prime Video docuseries, One Night in Idaho, The College Murders, remembering their 6'4", larger-than-life brother and son.
We played every sport together. Every time we went in the car, it was together. Partied together. There was never a dull moment.
The night before Ethan was killed, Maisie brought him to her sorority formal. She now cherishes the text he sent her before bed.
So he started off by texting me, I think he said, "Dog, come hang out. We all want you here." And I said, "I'm going to bed." And then he said, "Love you." And I didn't even respond to that. I think I was asleep by then.
And the "I love you" kind of stood out though.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Hunter, who pledged Sigma Chi with Ethan, says the next morning, a friend at the fraternity woke him up saying the police were at Xana's house.
Hunter Johnson came up to me and said, I was like, "Where's Ethan and Xana?" And he's like, "They're not here anymore." It's like, "What do you mean they're not here anymore?" He's like, "I think they were murdered last night."
Hunter was forced to call his family with the news, his parents in disbelief.
It drives me crazy because I've always wanted to protect my family. And there's really nothing there that I could have done. You know, instantly he was taken.
A suspect, Brian Koberger, arrested nearly 7 weeks later. With a bit of relief, the Chapins shifting their focus to their son's legacy, getting tattoos to honor him.
We all benefited from having Ethan in our lives for 20 years. It's a tremendous loss.
Now, the Chapins told me that they brought Ethan's ashes and his red Jeep home to one of their favorite places in Priest Lake, Idaho, where they live like Ethan every day to honor his legacy. For more.
That's beautiful. Well, should we listen to Kaylee's dad? Okay. Let's listen to Kaylee's dad talk about Kaylee's insolvent, okay? Can we listen to her dad talk about him? Let's listen.
Stood by him steadfast from the beginning. Steve, you know, I don't know what to say. You're the first person I thought of when I heard this news today. I reached out to you right away, first to tell you how sorry I was, because I know how this is landing, at least I think I do. But I wanted you to have your say. I wanted you to be able to say out loud for everyone to hear what this means to you and your family.
This is anything but justice. This is the opposite of our will. There was no majority believing that this was acceptable. I want to honor all the police officers, the FBI, and all the people that work their tail off. The failure is at the court level, 100%. But the men in boots on the ground and the women that were out there working, I want to honor everything that they did for our children, 100%. The fault is in leadership and the people that you place this evidence upon. They were weak. They decided to play God and decide what this man's decision should be, and not a jury, not a peers, not his peers. They, you know, so that's where we are today.
Walk me through what happened. Brian Enton, you know, did some really great reporting at the top of this show here, but tell me from your perspective how the last 3 days have played out.
Now, I can just imagine getting a call on Friday night, hey, dude wants to do a plea deal. He wants to plead guilty to take off the DP off the table. As a caring father who deserves to know the truth about what happened and cares to know and has been supportive since the day he found out his daughter was unalived. Been very supportive, and then on Sunday or Monday he gets, we're going to do a plea deal. After he definitely said that's a hard no. That's a no. And then they did it. Why?
I would say ever since Hitler's demanded an independent investigation, they couldn't get away from this case fast enough. They've done everything to make this case go away. So I don't know what that entails, but he said he was going to have an independent investigator, and all of a sudden we seemed like we were on rails to get rid of this case and make a plea deal. I mean, he's guilty. We all know he's guilty. There's more than enough evidence, but it's tough. It's tough to put a community through this, and it could be bad for reputations and business identities, and there's fallout. But this isn't the will of the victims. This is just one person making a decision, and it doesn't reflect what we were asking for.
Steve, did anybody ever call you from the prosecutor's office to just personally discuss this with you? Did anybody offer to meet with you in person to go over this potential plan?
We have meetings all the time on particularly a lot of times on Friday. No. We had this regular meeting that we have to try basically do an update of what's going on, where things are at, because Idaho is actually an amazing state where it really does care about people. We just get one or two, people who just don't care about the victims and don't care about justice, and it's easy to take the weight out. It's easy to make an excuse and say, I'm doing this for the victims, even though I've never interviewed the victims. I've never really talked to them to find out what their true feelings are. So here we are. We're stuck, and we can't get out of it. I ask your audience if anybody knows Judge Hitler, reach out to him and ask him to put his foot down and not accept this offer. It doesn't reflect anything in Idaho. This is not justice. We had an outsider come to our community, kill our kids in their sleep while they're getting a college education, doing everything that they should do, and we don't have the courage to hold him accountable. No plea deal. Let's go for this guy. 100%. Let's do it. And that's how this family stands.
Steve, I know that,
Wow. And a lot of people did reach out to the judge and email and text and call and what have you, the courthouse. What are you doing? A lot of people did. And the judge at the hearing or sentencing date or whatever it was, at the plea deal, he's like, I just turned all that over to security and the law enforcement and all this stuff. He said, because I will not be corrupted into doing it. My question is, okay, the judge did accept the plea deal. Is there a way that the judge can unaccept it? Can he unaccept it and have it go back to where there's going to be court? I know that might sound like a stupid question, but when I was growing up, my grandma said the only stupid question is an unasked question. And I don't want to be stupid, so I'm going to ask the question. Can the judge at this point reverse it and take it back and have him go to trial. I'm just wondering.
It's no secret your daughter, Kaylee, was so close with Maddie Mogan, best of friends. And I know that you got to know the Mogan family as well. Have you spoken with the Mogan family, and do you know what they're...
Hello, Cinderella. Thank you for being in here. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're here. How are you doing?
reaction is to this plea decision?
We actually just had a meeting with the prosecution and just tore into it and made it clear that we were not in support of this, but we also invited other families into that, and I'll let them speak on their own that were part of that meeting, but we are in no way alone on this. Multiple families believe the same as we do, but I want to honor their abilities to speak independently and as their child. So I don't want to cross that line, but all I will say is there was no majority for this decision at all. And if they're not working for us, they're working against us, guys. I mean, we have to wake up to this. I mean, we have to hold people accountable. Coeur d'Alene just had a shooting where we attacked our firemen. People need to stand up to these monsters and stop freaking bowing.
Cinderella, I'm doing great. I finally got finished with my front yard today, and yesterday I got my tomatoes, my tomato garden all relined and everything so the weeds don't come through, and I got the border put back around it, and I have actually 3 tomatoes. One of them is just an orange color, and it's about that big, and it's just orange, and my husband said, am I going to get fresh tomatoes when I get home next week? I was like, if the squirrels don't get them, I mean, every day I'm putting out peanuts and squirrel corn and everything to keep the squirrels away from my tomatoes. So, yeah, I'm feeling really good. I hope you're feeling really good, too.
Down to them and giving them child care. I mean, prison is nothing but adult child care. You get free vision, you get free dental, you get free meals, you get AC, room and board, cable TV, internet access. It's ridiculous what we give our prisoners. Better than what we treat our vets. Our vets coming back from war with missing limbs. This is unacceptable.
Shannon Gray, I'm going to ask you to step in as well. Judge Hippler, Steve just mentioned Judge Hippler in this case. I have to ask you as a matter of law, would Judge Hippler have been fully integrated into this deal plan? Meaning, this is not a surprise to Judge Hippler. Is he going to have to weigh this and then rule from the bench as to whether he'll accept it or not? Or is it a fait accompli by the time they get this far down the road that the judge will accept it?
Well, I think a few weeks ago, Judge Hippler, talked about
just a
had
minute.
there been an offer at all on this case.
All right, y'all, I got to take my son back to work, so I'm going to have to end my stream right here. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness, I am sorry. Well, see, I live on a hill, so I have to use a self-propelled mower just to get up the hill. So far, my tomatoes are doing really good. I think my cactuses are about flooded out, though. I got the front yard mowed today.
It's supposed to rain up until
Okay, so I'm going to get off here and take my son back to work. Will you put your bike in the truck, please? And I will be back tomorrow. I know I haven't been coming in on Sundays, but I have nothing else to do. Well, no, I won't be here tomorrow. CJ's going to the movies, and I'm going to a friend of mine's house. Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic World Rebirth or something.
Okay, 3 hours.
I'm in a 3-hour movie. He says it's a 3-hour movie. Well, at least I get to go spend the day with a friend. All right, everybody, do something nice for someone, even if it's just be the reason they smile, and get lockered.